Mr. Sal Capaccio is joining us here. Hi, Sal. How are you? Oh, hold on. Put your mic on. We're
there we go. Hi, guys. How are you?
What's up, Sal?
Good. Welcome back. I was starting to call it week 2. That might not be the right thing to do, just because whatever. We haven't been here for a full week, but either way, it's.
It feels like we have.
Yeah.
Right. In a lot of ways.
Yeah. So you were here yesterday, practice yesterday, and then practice again today, and. I you know what? I'll start with this because Joe had kind of asked, and I feel like early in the week you had said 5 days in is usually it. When is full pads? Is today maybe the day?
I was told last week it would be today.
Okay.
Okay.
But maybe not.
Yeah,
you never know.
It
That's
could
not
change.
like official.
If they feel like they need one more day, then we'll go out there. But I was told you could see just shoulder pads today.
Yeah, that was yesterday, right?
They had shells yesterday.
Okay,
They really
okay.
have shoulder pads.
Okay.
You could see just shoulder pads. But yeah, they did have shells yesterday.
Okay.
I think they'll have pads on today. We'll see though.
Yeah. It's always a good day, right? It's always a fun day. It's almost like I think the players say that. The first day of full pads feels like real football more than other days.
And I think it feels like, and we'll hear from Sean McDermott today at 9:15, and we always ask Sean about that. Like, hey, what's it like the first day of pads? And his response is generally the same every year, which is it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter how long you've been playing football, how long you've been in the league. Mm-hmm. It's always a special day. It doesn't matter if you're 9, 10 years old playing Pop Warner, or you're in 9th grade or a senior, and like you put the pads on. That's football. That's the day. Here we go. Like you build up for that. Well, today's the day. If that indeed is the case, and they should, if they do put the pads on, that's that day that they're going to get those juices flowing.
Yeah. So yesterday, take us through yesterday's practice. It's among other things, we got injuries to kind of monitor. Terrell Bernard, Curtis Samuel, hamstring issues for them. Do we have an idea of timelines? Any idea of how that might look right now?
No timelines on Terrell Bernard or Curtis Samuel. Good news on Tyrell Shavers. That was the one that was really not great looking. It was like right in front of me towards the end of practice. In fact, it wound up being the last play of practice.
Yeah.
Tyrell Shavers catches a pass, really kind of one-handed against Max Hairston. Hairston's right on him, still jostling, for a step or two after the ball's caught, And as they kind of came to the ground together, you could immediately see Shavers roll. Something happened. He grabbed his right ankle. Like, oh, this is not good. Mm-hmm. He was in a lot of pain. Athletic trainers came out, tended to him, and then the cart came out. Later, Alina Getzenberg of ESPN reported low ankle sprain. Yep. Should be fine overall, right? Whatever that means. Does he practice today? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Caden Prather, 7th-round draft pick, I saw him go into the training tent with a pretty noticeable limp yesterday. He came out with a wrap on his left thigh. On the field, stayed on the field, did not take another rep. Dawson Knox was activated yesterday. That means he'll be ready to play today. I doubt he would put on pads right away, but you never know. But he'll be out. He was activated off the NFI. That's great news. Same thing with Laviska Shenault, who really needs to get on the field. I mean, Laviska Shenault needs to play, right, if he wants to make this team. He was activated off NFI yesterday. The guys you talked about, though, no, nothing. And then Elijah Moore did start practice. He left with general soreness, so I wouldn't.
Okay.
That shouldn't be too alarming. I think obviously today we'll be monitoring, if Bernard is out there, if Samuel's out there, and who's the other one? Dorian Williams still hasn't practiced. Okay. Dorian Williams and Cedric Van Perren Granger are still on PUP list as well, but Dorian Williams still hasn't practiced after injuring his ankle, and it was a calf, I believe. I have to go back and look at that one because one was A.J. Epinesa and Dorian Williams both at the same time.
Okay.
That
A.J. got back, though.
But that is in, one of them is Moore, who's just general soreness. But as we go through the injury cell, that's 5 wide receivers that we mentioned, right? That's a good number of guys right now that are dealing with something.
Shavers, Samuel, Moore.
Yeah. Prather.
So 4?
Maybe it's 4.
So that's right. But you're right. You're right.
We said Samuel. Samuel may be the only one, though, that I'm really – we'll see about Shavers. If he's out here today, that would be nice because he's more on the bubble anyway. Samuel, Sal, that's the one I seen, man, already with the hamstring injury because last year it was a toe, very different, but he's had injuries throughout his career, and that's always kind of been the knock on him. And to see him a week in already have something to deal with, again, hopefully it's not anything long-term, but this is just a player that there always seems to be something.
And then when he came back last year, even though he wasn't fully recovered from the toe pretty much all year, He then had a shoulder injury at some point.
Okay, right.
There was a play in a game, and I can't remember which game it was on the road. And he came down kind of hard on the shoulder.
The Jet game, maybe?
I think it was. It's a good memory.
Game, yeah.
I think it was. And then he showed up in the injury report with it, but it wasn't like something major, but it was something bothering him, right? So you're right, Joe. I mean, this is a guy that last year you never saw fully what they wanted to do with him because they never had a chance to fully do with him because he couldn't be on the field. And listen, we go through this every year, right? This should be there's yearly PSAs I have to put out, and one of them is they're going to be cautious. Now, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be concerned when sometimes guys get injured and guys have injuries they're dealing with, but they're going to be cautious with guys this time of year. So anything that they're dealing with, hey, we're going to give you a day off, going to give you a couple days off, whatever. The big thing is to get out of Fisher once they come out of here. Get out of Fisher after another week and a half or whatever with nothing major where we're talking about is his week 1 in question, right? I mean, I'm reading last night about Matthew Stafford. He should be available week 1. I don't know that. I don't know what the real report is, but I'm reading stuff about people saying and Sean McVay mentioning. And when I hear week 1 and a coach talk about it at this time, it kind of puts my alarm bells up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's nothing we're talking about here. We're talking about here, okay, guys are out, and, we'll see when they come back. We're going to be cautious with them.
Fair enough. Right. So, all right, yesterday's practice, one of the big stories of practice is Keon Coleman had a really nice performance, a couple of nice catches.
Yeah.
As we're watching this this receiver group kind of come together, we're mentioning injuries to Samuel and Shavers there, getting an opportunity in Elijah Moore. But Coleman out there quite a bit, and some really nice signs from him.
Yeah, I think he has had guys like a day to build on each day, Keon. Mm-hmm. And what's great about that is this is where he should really start to separate in more ways than one, right? This is where he should start to really click and shine, and you should notice him more today. Put the pads on. Joe Brady said it last week as much, and I agree. He basically said you can't judge Keon Coleman until pads come on. It's not his game. His game isn't out there in shorts and T-shirt. Yeah, he can be a receiver and do a lot of great things, but really it's when you become physical and guys want to put their hands on him and when he's running down the field with them and how physical he can be with them at the point of attack. I would say he has really built on and kind of taken a step up his trajectory each day. First day, we didn't talk at all about Keon Coleman. I don't think he was involved in the pass, it seemed like. Second day, very uneven. Oh, nice play. Oh, that one he should have had, right? Mm-hmm. Third day, here he's starting to, now you could see him. Like, he's a little more noticeable, right? And then yesterday I thought was, his best day. Like, he was starting to really, yesterday it seemed like Josh was finding him. He was in sync with Josh and rhythm. That's a lot of it, guys. I mean, him getting that chemistry with Josh Allen. And, last year they didn't have as much time on task as you'd like because of the injury. And when he came back, it didn't go as great. The GM said it, right? I mean, it didn't go as great. And I think that's the thing. He's got to get that timing with Josh. And I like the day he had yesterday for sure.
Do you feel like when you're watching him, he looks any different too with, not with like maybe his physical build, but, when he's coming in and out of a break, in a route or after he catches the ball, because that was the knock on him at the combine last year and coming out of school was, is there ever going to be the speed there? Although, I guess what I'm asking isn't really about speed. It's about change of direction, right? And we've known he can do that with the ball in his hand. I guess it's just wanting to see him do that when he's actually running the routes.
Yeah, I think, Joe, if I go back to OTAs and minicamp even, one of the things that, I don't know if I can quantify it, but with the naked eye, it kind of looks like he's a little bit more in control sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's a little bit more
composed,
paying attention to detail at the top of the route, on his cut. He's not the fleetest of foot guy with his feet sometimes. You know that, right? When people say, oh, look at that. And that was the knock coming out of college, right? Mm-hmm. Look, there are guys, there are countless players in this league who are very fleet of foot, but if they can't make the right cut, if they do it too quickly, you're not going to. He has to create with his body. He's not going to create with his feet separation. So I think for him, he has to be able to break down a little bit. He has to give a subtlety move, and all of a sudden, if you give him that little bit, now he has you, kind of big boyed or bodied up, and you're like, okay, what do I do?
Right.
I think that's the evolution of his game. So I would say, just off the naked eye, again, no way to quantify it. We can go back and we can watch and break down video and look at each thing. I think he's a little more in control sometimes when I watch him.
Yeah. Sal, how about Josh Palmer? I mean, we've talked a lot of these receivers. How's Palmer looked so far through the first couple practices?
Yeah, I like that. It seems to me like Josh and Josh are really working on getting on the same page, right? That's kind of a theme here. Josh Allen knows that he has when he's on the same page. Him and Khalil Shakir kind of click, right? They always do, which is kind of funny, actually. To be honest, him and Shakir have had a couple pretty bad misses against air. You know what I mean? And each time I've seen twice this has happened. It happened again yesterday. Josh misses Khalil Shakir on a play like there's no defender. You're just running a route, and they both are like and Khalil comes back and they run it again.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? It doesn't always happen with guys like that, but that's how those guys, they know they need to be on the same page, and they should be on the same page.
It's funny because a miss against air is almost a better indicator about how precise a route should be or where.
Exactly right.
Because he's dropping back and he's throwing to a spot, and you're not in that spot. Somebody was wrong about where that was supposed to be. So a miss there is not just always Josh missed a throw.
That's exactly right.
It's just, wait a minute. These are, you're playing music together. You got to hit a note.
That's right. And yesterday, when I saw it happen, it was kind of like I'll get back to Josh Palmer in a second. So he runs like a little, he kind of comes towards the center. He runs like a little fade, like a little corner route, but he's looking over the inside shoulder. And Josh throws it over his head. And, you can see Josh go, like, he was mad. And him and Khalil, they kind of come together. You can see him talk for a second. They went back and they ran the route again.
Yeah.
And it wound up in sync. And that's exactly right. Like, hey, okay, now I got to read when you turn your shoulder, maybe when you take that second step, like that. I see Josh Palmer and Josh, to me, are working a lot on the timing of everything they're doing. Josh Palmer is a really fluid athlete. He's just a fluid athlete. When you watch him run, same thing with Elijah Moore. I watch Elijah Moore. Now, Elijah Moore, I think, is kind of like the antithesis of Keon, right? He's smaller. His feet are always moving. His feet are moving. He's able to. That's how he separates from you, right? And I would put Josh Palmer in between those guys, to be quite honest with you. Like, he's just fluid. He's smooth. He knows how to run routes. I think he understands concepts, where guys are, body positioning. So, hey, it goes to, you need all these different kinds of guys. So I think you got your guys like Keon that I described. I think Elijah Moore's a little opposite and different. And he's going to win off the line. He's going to win with his feet. He's fast. He's going to run by you a little bit. Josh Palmer's a little in between. He's going to beat you with a route, but it's not going to be because he's not running like Stevie Johnson. You know what I mean? Right. But he's going to because he understands how to run a route.
Right. Is there anything else on the offense that's worth pointing out here? I feel like the defense is obviously more interesting. It's receiver on offense. I saw you had some videos about the offensive line yesterday.
I did. I wanted to watch, and I always say I don't watch the line until the pads come out. I mean, like when they're going against 11 on 11.
Yeah.
What I do love to watch is Aaron Kromer coach. I mean, I'm a junkie for that stuff. I love watching Aaron Kromer coach. This guy, he is such a technician. He's such a teacher. And if you go down there, if you get a chance, go watch Aaron Kromer coach before practice. And how he'll literally have two guys go and do something. He'll teach them the technique. And then right after it goes, he'll tell them they did well, or he'll go right up to them. He'll show them what's going on. And then he turns around and tells everybody, did you see what happened here and all this? And I love that stuff. So I'm watching that. Then I watch him go to 11 on 11. I'm going to tell you, maybe every day's different. I think we have a good old-fashioned battle for the swing tackle job right now between Tylan Grable and Ryan Vandermark. Or maybe Tylan Grable is your swing tackle and Ryan Vandermark is, basically a right tackle. I didn't really see him at left as much yesterday, but he is a swing tackle. So I would say I think that's something interesting to watch. So remember, that was Ryan Vandermark's job 2 years ago. They draft Tylan Grable. He is the one that's in that spot. Vandermark is a healthy scratch, while Grable is the guy at the swing tackle on game day. Grable gets hurt. Vandermark retakes the job. It's a nice problem to have, right? But I think we have a bit of a competition and battle going on there.
Switching to the defense, how are things going at safety? Rapp and Bishop look pretty firmly entrenched right now. Like those two are together a lot.
They are, and you guys know I've said it from day one. I mean, it's Taylor. It's Cole Bishop's job as long as he's healthy. If Cole Bishop stays healthy and he's not lining up against the Baltimore Ravens week 1, something really went wrong.
Yep.
Simple as that. We all remember we draft morning. We wake up, all these national guys are Malachi Starks. I couldn't make sense of it. No way. They love Cole Bishop. The only thing they need from Cole Bishop is stay healthy. And if he stays healthy and he's not your starting safety, either he went drastically wrong what you thought about him, or you really misevaluated the guy. Because the plan is for Cole Bishop to be the starting safety on this team. He's a second-round pick. They made an investment. The things that he can do are perfectly fit for a Sean McDermott defense. He has versatility. He can play down in the box. He can play center field. He's a physical guy. He's a little undersized to be as physical as he is, so you worry wear and tear on the body. But, I mean, he came from a ready-made defense at Utah. And what did Dalton Kincaid say about him? Who, by the way, Dalton Kincaid had a really good day yesterday, too. What did Dalton Kincaid say about him? Like, oh, yeah, like he can cover tight ends. He covered me every day. Like, this guy is a perfect fit for Sean McDermott's defense. He just has to stay on the field and stay healthy. I think behind him there's some interesting battles going on. Preseason's going to tell us a lot. And I wouldn't count DeMar Hamlin out. I mean, I've been saying for a while I could see him not making the team. I still can. I think Derek Forrest is ahead of him. But DeMar gets his time out there, and he's made a couple plays. Mm-hmm. They signed Derek Forrest, I think, to a one-year deal. It's not a lot of money. I think they like Derek Forrest, what he brings to the table. So it should be interesting there. And then, of course, behind them, you still have you have the Cam Lewis, Jordan Hancock. Those guys play both nickel and safety. But, yeah, Jeremy, I mean, it is basically Cole Bishop, Taylor Rep. Cole Bishop yesterday, there was a very scary moment yesterday. Dalton Kincaid was on a pattern, like a kind of a corner, and the ball was coming down the sideline. So he stayed right on the sideline to catch it as it was coming down. Matt Milano's trailing and, hustling back from his linebacker spot. Cole Bishop's coming over the top. Ooh. You had Bishop, Milano, and Kincaid all collide.
Ooh.
I mean, it was...
That's scary.
Not three individuals. You want to see people...
Correct. And they were on the ground. And for a brief moment, Matt Milano was down for like an extra beat. You know what I mean? They all kind of got up a little slow. He stayed down. Everybody goes over to him. He gets up. He's like, I'm good. And he goes over to the next rep. But those are the things that happen in camp. You're like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah. What is happening at linebacker?
So here's the other one. I think this isn't going to go over well with people who are like, oh, yeah, definitely. I think we have a good old-fashioned battle at backup middle linebacker. Balen Spector and Joe Andreessen. And, again, this is about health. This is about availability. I'll be the first person to tell you I think Joe Andreessen should be the backup middle linebacker because Balen Spector can't be reliable to stay on the field. But when Balen Spector has been healthy, we've seen the Bills think that he can play that spot and do the job. I still think at the end of the day, if it's close, I think you have to lean towards the guy who's been – you can't take the guy who's had a lot of availability issues. And then the other guy, in Andreessen, second year of a undrafted rookie contract versus the – you okay there? I know, right? A little gnat there.
Face.
Second year of undrafted rookie contract versus Balen Spector, who's on the final year of a rookie contract, his fourth year. So I do think we have a battle there. Matt Milano is – I think if this guy stays healthy, which is always a question, right, considering the wear and tear in the games he's missed, I think he could play another 4 or 5 years at a good level. I really do. Like, he's just good. He's just a good football player. He's instinctual. He makes plays. And he gets to the ball where it's supposed to be. They run toss sweep with Matt Milano on the field, it's like I feel like he's making the play at the line of scrimmage almost every play.
Yeah. Which is something that has always been, talking about how Hayden Poyer did it for so long. It was about McDermott and how he defensively especially values the intelligence to make the right play, right? Like Dorian Williams has got this freakish athletic profile, but it's about bringing him along and having him make the right decisions. I feel like, Sal, at that position, we're going all the way back to Tremaine Edmonds, who, hey, he's there all the time, but there's just some spots sometimes that are missing.
Agreed. That's not Matt. What is Matt's hold up? He's a little undersized, right? So, maybe if there's a situation where he gets in and he could have a bigger guy on him, but Matt sheds blocks. He understands how to get around tackles. Or understands how to get around blocks. His vision is amazing. We talked about that. You heard me with Shelton Bolden. I don't know if you heard me talk about this with Matt Milano and his vision. So last week, I think Joe heard. I don't know if you were on, Jeremy, if we talked about this. But yeah, last week. I apologize if I said this again on this show. I watched Matt diagnose a play and get to it, and I said, man, he reminds me of LaShawn McCoy navigating through a hole. Mm-hmm. He sees guys where most guys don't see guys.
Yeah.
His vision's amazing. He had to play running back. I see his mom and dad. I've gotten to know them over the years. I'm like, I got a question for you. Ask his dad. Matt played running back when he was younger. He's like, oh, yeah, he was really good. Like, of course, right?
Yeah.
He had to have. Like, his vision is
doing
amazing.
it on the other side.
He's just doing it on the other side.
Yeah.
Also, very quickly on him, it would be if he can stay healthy this year and play at the level that we're talking about. Wouldn't the best case scenario be that he plays well enough and is healthy enough that they eliminated the year of his contract, right? So this is the final year, but it's $11 million in cap hit next year, and it's $4.8 the year after that in void years. And I think we had this conversation about Bosa earlier in the offseason. One way that you can make do on that is if the player is good enough, you can extend them, and those void cap hits kind of become, we'll just make it real years into a contract. But he'll be 31, and you'll have a decision.
Okay, right. So that's right. I'm glad you brought this up. So this is a really good technical question I got an answer to a while ago, and I need to kind of revisit the exact technicalities of this.
Yeah.
When they did that with Matt, I was wondering, I'm like, okay, what happens? Let's just say Matt has a really good year. Because Brandon Beane, we go to the owners' meetings, and I said to Brandon Beane, well, okay, so you got Matt, you put this, what's his void year? What's his?
It's $11 million and 26.
$11 million.
And then 4.8
as a dead cap hit.
Yeah.
It's a void year. $11 million is a dead cap hit.
Right.
And I say, okay, well, there's no way you can re-sign him then, because what if he plays great and you want to re-sign him? You have a dead cap hit already on the books of 11. They're going to re-sign him for more. What are you talking, $15 million? You're not going to do that. Anyway, we started talking. I asked around how this type of contract works. The answer I got, and I need to dig more into this, is no. If you re-sign him, the void year just pushes out.
Yeah.
It's almost
right,
more beneficial to re-sign him.
Yeah.
Right.
Than it is to keep him on the books on the void year. That got me thinking. Oh.
Right.
Well, if Matt plays well, Milano,
they'll want to do.
They might want to do that because then they actually don't have to take that cap hit for another year
with him not being on the team.
Right.
Correct.
Right, exactly.
And every opportunity to push a cap hit into a following year. I know people act like that can sometimes be, well, you're eventually going to have to pay, but every single year you get more money to play with.
That's right.
So
Exactly
it's
right.
just. It's not irresponsible, I don't think, to push cap hits into the future. I think it can actually oftentimes be a smart way to do it. All right, so practice 9:45. We'll see about full pads. Sean McDermott, 9:15 today?
9:15, Sean
okay.
McDermott. Yeah.
So we'll record that and play that back because we expect Joe Brady with us at 9:15 this morning. So we'll talk,
okay.
We'll talk to the Bills' offensive coordinator.
For sure. Are you? How did you last? How'd you do with the fire alarm?
I was just going to bring that up. I had just fallen asleep maybe 20 minutes before that, and it was the loudest noise I've ever heard in my life is the alarm directly over your bed, which is, oh my God, it was tough. I got back to sleep as soon as it was done. It was a 20-minute, out in the weather. Well, the weather, it was fine. It was nice out. What am I complaining about?
Did it remind you of days back at Syracuse with fire drills?
So I'm sure Joe will tell you have to be honest.
Okay, so yeah.
You could tell him. You could say it.
Sal wasn't there.
Oh.
I was missing, interestingly missing, when the alarm's going off.
I got there.
Sal strolls. We're all outside, and here's Sal just strolling up, through the parking lot. Yeah, no idea what's going on.
When I got there, I saw fire alarms. I was like, oh, what happened?
Jeez.
What happened? Hey, we had a nice round of golf yesterday.
Yep.
Right, Joe. It was. I'm sorry, Matt Beauvais and Bill Whippert and I. We went over. We played at Irondequoit. It was great. And afterwards, we finished at 8:30, close to 9.
Yep.
So went out for a nice dinner, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna tap it off and have a little glass of wine before I head back, and I did. And then by the time I kind of came strolling up, took a nice stroll down the parking lot, and I see a bunch of
fire trucks.
Fire trucks.
I think there were.
And I saw these people laughing at me, here comes Sam. I'm like, what? This is kind of normal, right? Except for what you guys got going on.
I think what made it funny is you were walking up, arriving as the fire trucks were arriving.
There you go.
I think there were 4 fire trucks last night. They brought out all the stops.
They did.
To make sure, yeah.
I saw them whipping down the whatever that road is out here. I'm like, ooh, what is going on? And then I realized, oh my God, that's my dorm.
It was.
I hope everybody's okay.
Yeah.
Sal Capaccio. All right. Very good. We'll see you on the field today, and you'll be updating throughout the Extra Point Show and all that good stuff. Thanks, Sal.
You got it.